It's Friday, July 14th, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From Ars Technica, Chinese company wins race for first methane-fueled rocket to orbit. A private Chinese company called Land Space has managed to get a methane-fueled rocket into orbit, marking a new first and beating quite a few other mostly American space companies to that milestone. Though other methane fuel vessels that have been tested but haven't yet made it into orbit, like SpaceX's Starship, have vastly more payload space than this Chinese rocket, this is still being seen as a big win for this company and the industry as a whole, as this fuel type has some beneficial properties for reusable rockets, is safer than other options, and it could theoretically be produced on Mars, using naturally available chemical resources, which may be important in the coming decades. From the New York Times, FDA approves first U.S. over-the-counter birth control pill. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved a birth control pill that can be sold in stores without a prescription, a first on the U.S. market, and one that arrives at a tumultuous time for reproductive health rights in the country. The maker of the pill, which is called Opill, has said it will likely become available in stores and online throughout the country in early 2024, and that it's committed to making their product accessible and affordable to people of all ages, though a price hasn't yet been made public. Reproductive healthcare efforts have been pushing to make a daily contraceptive pill available over the counter for decades, but the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the national right to an abortion last year has made this sort of issue more of a priority for some groups and politicians, and survey data shows that more than 3/4 of American women of reproductive age favor an OTC pill for its convenience, while about 40% said they would probably use it if one were to become available. And from TechCrunch, Shutterstock expands deal with OpenAI to build generative AI tools. Stock imagery platform Shutterstock has announced plans to expound upon an existing deal with OpenAI over the next 6 years, providing more visual training data to the ChatGPT maker and receiving priority access to OpenAI's newest technologies and editing capabilities in return. This is being seen as a pretty bold move by Shutterstock, which makes money selling all sorts of imagery, and which is evolving its business model rapidly to include tools that allow customers to make edits to images in its catalog before purchasing the right to use those images. It's also being seen as potentially ahead of the curve, as AI companies like OpenAI are basically scooping up content left and right, using it to train its software without paying the owners of that content, which threatens the business models of companies like Shutterstock. So this is a means of benefiting from the emergence of AI rather than being killed off by it, while also providing OpenAI a process through which it can acquire huge, well-labeled libraries of images without having to worry about copyright issues connected to those images in the future. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com, and you can support this and other related projects like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.